Welcome to this presentation entitled Job Searching and Social Media. In the 21st century, there are several new tools and strategies that you can utilize when you are looking for work. One of the more promising strategies is to use social media in your job search. However, it's important to use social media in the right way so that you are more apt to present yourself as a qualified professional that deserves to be hired. Let's start with a basic description of what social media is. These are websites that can help you connect with employers and help employers connect with you in your career. With social media, if you have an account at Facebook or LinkedIn, you, the creator of your account, are totally responsible for the content of your account. You need to remember that whatever you create and post to your social media accounts is the property of the companies that run those social media sites. Whenever you use social media and share information in your social media accounts, you are not limited to text only. You can certainly incorporate visuals such as photos, graphics, videos, and audio as well. When you use social media in your job search, you should always use common sense. There are some things you should keep in mind. Employers want to hire the right candidate that has the right set of skills as well as the right experience and training to prove that they can do the job the way the employer wants it done, but they want to hire the right candidate that will be a good representative of their company as well. And that's why more employers investigate the social media accounts of applicants. In fact, it is legal for employers to see your social media accounts. If you refuse to offer them that opportunity, they have the right to prevent you from applying for an open job. You should also remember that anytime you enter any information about yourself to the internet through social media websites or any other website, your information will stay on the internet forever. It is practically impossible to delete it, and it's always possible that somebody can find it. Whenever you apply for a job with an employer, most employers now will Google your name and try to find dirt. So it's possible that employers may discover people that have the same name as you, and they may assume that that person that's getting into all kinds of trouble is the same person as you. So it's up to you to get in front of that and Google your name. See who's out there with your name. See what they're up to. You may have to talk about that to convince the employer in the interview that you're not that person. Another reason why social media is much more important in people's job searches. An article was posted online. The name of the article was 92% of recruiters use social media to find high-quality candidates. So along with that statistic, it's now common for recruiters as well as employers to utilize LinkedIn and Facebook when they are searching for candidates. And along with that, you should still remember that most employers are going to rely on employee referrals for candidates. You should still have positive professional images of you on social media as well as other websites on the internet, but make sure you make yourself to be a professional with your network of contacts. In this presentation, the focus of strategies and things to remember about social media are going to be focused entirely on the two social media platforms, LinkedIn.com and Facebook.com. We're going to begin with LinkedIn.com. This is a website that's been around for approximately 10 to 15 years. It is geared more towards professional concerns, so it is geared towards employers as well as employees. Once again, the emphasis is professional. Millions of employers and employees use LinkedIn. More or less, it's a modern resume that can help you demonstrate your value, along with information about your skills, education, training, and your track record of success. The name of the game with LinkedIn, of course, is your connections that you establish on LinkedIn. It's also important to remember with LinkedIn, they have a search engine that allows you to look for job leads. LinkedIn.com has both free versions as well as paid versions. The emphasis in this presentation is what you can use through the free version. LinkedIn.com has several recommendations when people set up accounts with their website, and those recommendations include the following. You should use a profile photo, preferably a photo that shows you as a professional, smiling, and you can also have visuals behind your headshot photo. When you create your account, you should list the jobs along with job descriptions in your work history. You should also list your relevant job skills. You should try to have at least 5 job skills covered. It's important for you to create an effective summary about yourself. It's also recommended that you put the industry that you work in along with the zip code, the location of where you work. There's a place where you should provide your education background. And as stated before, the name of the game with LinkedIn is connections and the number of people that you can connect with. The more you are connected with others on LinkedIn, the more likely you're going to get helpful information about job leads, and the more likely you're going to get noticed by employers that may want to hire people like you. When you provide a headshot photo for your LinkedIn account, a simple headshot will work. Once again, you should try to smile. You should wear clothing that's appropriate for the type of career that you work in. If you're not sure that your headshot will work for your LinkedIn profile, there are free resources available online, including a website entitled photofeeler.com, where you can get constructive criticism about your headshot and whether or not it'll work. They have a list of frequently asked questions at the PhotoFeeler website, so you should check those out to make sure this is a service that's right for you. It's also recommended that you create a headline for your LinkedIn profile. Essentially, it is a short text, approximately 120 characters in length. You should also try to utilize keywords in terms of your career and the kind of work that you do and the kind of job that you are seeking. You are also encouraged to create a summary for your LinkedIn profile. This part of your profile is very similar to an elevator pitch. If you're not sure what an elevator pitch is, it's basically a short introduction that you would recite if you were meeting an employer for the first time. So we're talking approximately 20 to 30 seconds in length. And in this spoken introduction, this is where you highlight to employers what you are able to do to help their company be successful. In the summary of your LinkedIn profile, you can also use, as well as text, any kind of visual aids. The best way to write a summary is to describe what you do, who you work with, why what you do works, what makes you different from other candidates, feedback from your colleagues and customers, how what you do for others works, and contact information so that interested people can contact you. As mentioned, there is a section in your LinkedIn profile for your work history. When you list the jobs you've had in your career, Try to keep it focused on relevant information, especially work history information that's connected to your current job goals and what you can successfully do for employers to help them make money and solve problems. In your LinkedIn profile, you can also provide links to websites on the internet, including your company's website, links to websites that help you do your job, or websites that have relevant information about your industry that you work in. You can even list links for places where you went to school or places where you got trained. Also, you want to try to get recommendations from your connections in LinkedIn. Contact them and ask them to provide information about your career strengths, the things that they know you can do that demonstrate your value on a job, things that you do that show your return on investment. A great thing about recommendations through LinkedIn, you can also provide recommendations to your connections, so it's a mutually beneficial tool in LinkedIn. The next thing we're going to cover in this presentation is Facebook. And this is the social media website that almost everybody in the world is aware of. Most of the time when people create Facebook pages, they use them in a social context, not so much with their professional life. But it is possible to use Facebook for your professional and career concerns. It is helpful to use common sense with Facebook if you are going to incorporate it in your job search. If necessary, you should change or update existing information, including not only texts, but shared information and photos and graphics. These need to be monitored so that you don't give the wrong impression to an employer. Once again, most employers will ask to see your Facebook page, so you want to make sure it looks the best as possible. To help you provide a much better image of yourself as a professional, you can now use sections in your Facebook page that cover your work experience, your education, and your professional skills information. Be sure to manage your Facebook privacy settings. Be careful who you allow to see your Facebook page. And as before, remember that employers have a right to see your Facebook page. Keep track of what your Facebook friends post to your timeline. Do not share information on Facebook that could make you look like an extremist or someone that endorses extreme things. When people ask to be your Facebook friend, make sure they have to contact you and request your permission first. As stated earlier, be careful what you endorse. That includes other websites, products, retail establishments, computer apps, and lifestyles. When you endorse those things, most employers will believe that's a part of your identity as well. Avoid joining groups that highlight potentially negative information about you. That includes Facebook groups that may promote, once again, extreme lifestyles, extreme or illegal behavior, or any kind of illegal activities. Here are some final thoughts to remember about social media in your job search. Try to utilize keywords as much as possible, and we're talking relevant keywords to your career and your career goals. It's useful to check out information about search engine optimization. Those are basically strategies you use when you share information on the internet so that recruiters and employers can find you on the first or second results page of a Google search, for example. Keep in mind with LinkedIn and Facebook, there are professional-oriented groups you can join. You might want to consider joining some of those groups that have to do with the industry where you work, the kind of work that you do, or any other professionally oriented groups that can help you look like the right candidate to an employer. If you'd like more information on how to effectively use social media in your job search strategies, A workshop is offered once a month at the Amarillo Workforce Solutions office called Job Searching and Social Media. Once again, it's offered once a month, and you can find out the date and time when it's offered by consulting your calendar in your Work in Texas account. You can also find information about when it's offered at wspanhandle.com. Thank you for your time.